I'm going to do two things. Show you guys the really loud break that I got on the parabolic the other night. Now, if you'll remember, one of the last videos I put up was my wife and son were whatever, they were coming in and out of the gate or leaving the yard, going out of the gate. And for whatever reason, my son had been a little freaked out that night. I guess it was super dark or whatever. And my wife was kind of like trying to comfort him, saying, you know, has anything ever happened to you? Blah, blah, blah. Have you ever seen anything? He was like, no. And then right about that time, they hear crack. Super loud break on the side of the house. So I made a video about that. And I'd also noticed the dogs have been acting, just act like something was around here, like they normally act when I start getting activity. And keep in mind, I haven't had activity in about, I guess about 3.5 months now. You know, I went from super impressive activity to nothing. And then I got that growl that unfortunately I didn't get recorded because my camera wasn't where it was supposed to be. And then my wife and son had that incident. And as I'm making the video about their little breaking incident, I had gone and got my parabolic and put it on top of my truck. My truck's parked right in front of the house. And I walk off and I'm sitting on the porch and I'm making the video for, you know, to tell that story. And then there's a super loud break. All right, so the parabolic is sitting on top of my truck about 20 feet away from me, kind of pointed to the side back of my house. And I'm sitting on the front porch in the middle of making a video about what my wife and son experienced the other day, leaving the yard at night and hearing a very loud break. Video. First part of this video 20 minutes ago, put my parabolic out there. So they kind of run through a little bit of everything that happened last year and kind of what led up to, I mean, really the most impressive activity I've had since all this started. I have never gotten to the point to where there was, you know, usually it's just a break here, a throw there, a vocal, I find stuff, something might be moved, you know, the dogs hear a break. It's pretty spread out, but good God, man, the last, what was it, October was nuts, and it was super impressive, and they got so close and it got so often that when it quit, I got super nervous. But I'll go over all that again. This was the focal point of a lot of activity last year. My son and my nephew found what looked like a juvenile track down here, actually a really good track. And then right up there in that area is what I consider their hill. Those branches right in there, those are the ones that I got a video walking out here during the day where branches got pulled down twice in time out here. They see me do it. Dude, what was that? All started when I started leaving eggs back there. And then one day on my way back on a stump, I found what looked like a Native American skinning rock. I'm walking up. And there's a rock stuck here. So I kept taking eggs back to that location. And one of the days I went back there and I found half of a squirrel. It looked like it had been bitten in half, like a candy bar. No blood, no guts, no nothing. It was just the upper half of a squirrel. And then I left the eggs. And then I guess it was the next day or the day after that, my wife comes and tells me that there's a squirrel behind our chicken coop, and it's just laying there as fresh as can be. It looked like it fell asleep there. There's a dead squirrel right behind the chicken coop. Chicken coop. Squirrel. I'm gonna look for see if I can find what killed it, maybe. 2 days ago, I found another dead squirrel, but it was back up that hill. I was walking around, and the top half of the squirrel was missing. So I kept coming back here, and I kept leaving eggs. Started walking around back here at night also. Got a couple breaks. Got a pretty loud one with my son. And then one night, I walked back about right in there. And I left some more eggs. Right before I crossed this creek right here, there was a loud break right behind me, right back up there. So I walk up to that area. And I don't have a gimbal right now, so excuse the instability. It's raining, but I walked up to where that log is. So I sat down right here, looking back towards what I consider their hill, and I did a wood knock. And then that started just the crazy series of nights after that. If you'll remember I think it was October, into October, November, there were 4 different nights where I would come out here and I'd sit here about 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden there would be rock clacks, sticks and or rocks that were hitting all around me, pretty loud breaks. And then the second night, they actually ran up behind me. They were probably as close as maybe that pine tree. The second night, I actually convinced myself to sit on the ground on my butt, and right after I did, well, I think, I didn't see it, but I think one of them ran right up behind me. And all that's on audio because I was wearing a GoPro. And, you can hear all the activity that's going on and me talking about it. So that happened 4 different nights to where the activity was just absolutely insane. Constant throwing and breaking and running around. And then I could leave my audio recorder out here, and I've got recordings of them running around the recorder or very close to. And then it got to the point to where I came out here with a bucket that I had cut some holes in and I put 3 different thermals in it and left it sitting right out here. And they actually ran around. You could hear them running around because I had the recorder too. So that bucket didn't scare them off. Well, I think there was one more night after that I had activity, and then it just stopped. Like nothing. It went from the most activity, the closest activity, the most impressive activity I've ever seen, and then it just stopped. And then maybe about a week or 2 after not having any activity, I had 3 nights in a row up near the house where I had some of the best vocals I've ever recorded. And some of the vocals, I think I got like 3 or 4 in one night. I have to go back and check, but there were several. So that whole series, I think it happened over a period of like 3 weeks, was just mind-blowing. But then it all stopped. And then I started getting a little concerned that maybe I had pushed too far, but I don't think that's what happened. I think they just left. I think maybe all the leaves falling off the trees, they didn't have a lot of cover, or maybe they just got uncomfortable with how comfortable I had gotten. And then there's about, it's been almost 4 months now, about 3.5 months of nothing. And then about 3 weeks ago, there was a really loud growl.
Oh man. Alright. It came right over my head. What you doing? I hear you. I hear you. Come on. Boy, that scared the shit out of me. Come on. I shouldn't have got up like that. It scared me though.